Jaron, first of all, congratulations on being the Calhoun's High School Athlete of the Week.
Well, thank you. It's truly a privilege to be here today.
Let's kind of start at the beginning. How does a guy in football country in East Tennessee and in Maryville in particular get started in wrestling?
Well, ironically enough, it actually started with football. I started at football at a real young age, 7, 8 years old. Went through pee-wees and midgets and all that. Came through middle school, played a lot in middle school, then came through high school, played freshman year and sophomore year. But about that time, it was time to make the decision of whether or not I continue to play football and wrestling at the same time and be average at both, or sort of cut one out and be able to excel in one more thoroughly. So at that time I decided to give up football and take up wrestling as my one and only main sport. So my success is accredited to the lack of football now. So
which is kind of ironic at this school, isn't it?
It is, especially with Maryville being so dominant in football. It's really hard for us wrestlers to sort of get the attention that some of us deserve.
But somebody's got to take care of the girls in the stands at the football games, right?
We do. Thankfully, I could be a bystander on the other side of the rails, entertaining the crowd.
There you go. Now, did I see somewhere that maybe your dad was an influence? Did he get into some wrestling at some point in time?
Yes, sir, he did. My father was actually born and raised in Ohio, so of course the skill level and the intensity of things up there with wrestling and everything are a lot higher than they are down here. So my father was a big influence on me growing up because he pushed me a lot harder than most of the coaches and the wrestlers did around here, simply because that was his background and that's where he came from and that's sort of all he knew. So thankfully he was there to continue to push me until I wanted to do it.
Now, you had a pretty good year last year, but things kind of at the end of the season went the wrong way for you.
Yeah, I did. I had a pretty tough season last year. Came out with a lot of wins, a few losses, and regions came about, and I found myself wrestling really, really terrible in the tournament, and ended up paying very costly for it. I lost to 2 of the wrestlers that I'd beat in the regular season, and
that's got to just kill you, doesn't it?
It does. A lot of people ask me what my main motivation is for this year, and it's the unsuccessful season of last year.
Yeah. Now, as you come into this year, your senior campaign, obviously you want to do well. I guess because of the fact it's not that emphasized, maybe finding somebody to even practice against is something that is tough to do at times. But you've got a youngster on this team that you guys have kind of worked together, haven't you?
Yeah, I would definitely say the key to being a strong wrestler is having someone to push you in the wrestling room every day. And thankfully, I'm fortunate enough to have that guy out there who pushes me to my limits and works me every day to my hardest. And that guy actually is our 160-pounder, Chad Solomon, and this year he's actually a freshman, and he goes out there every day in practice and he gets on it. There's no doubt about it that when he's my age and he's a senior in high school, he'll be way better than I am. So I look forward to seeing him grow up, and I thank him for pushing me every day this year.
Now, one of the reasons we're talking to you, besides the 30-1 record as we speak today, is the fact you won the Hall's Invitational. Kind of fun to have your partner in crime, so to speak. He won it too.
Yeah, winning's fun, but winning and getting to share the glory and success with someone else is always a whole lot better. So I'm fortunate enough to have someone as good as him out there wrestling just as hard as me, working his butt off every single day and getting those gold medals just like I am.
And as it turned out, your 2 performances were a big key in the team winning the Hall's Invitational as well.
Yeah, you know, wrestling's not a team sport necessarily from my point of view, not like football anyways, but at the end of the day, a win for me is a win for them, so I just go out and wrestle as hard as I can and hope for the best.
Now, you're a senior. What's going to come up for you next year?
Right now, I'm looking at University of Tennessee, Knoxville. I got my acceptance letter, thankfully.
There you go.
A few weeks ago. So right now, I plan on going there, joining up on their club team if they'll allow me to do that. Along with that, I plan on doing ROTC with the Army. So
right.
Sort of just pushing myself and keep continuing to strive to be the best that I can be every day, as cliche as it sounds.
I'll tell you what, I'm feeling a lot safer how I'm going to sleep in the years to come. That's awesome. Well, congratulations on your win and your most outstanding wrestling award in the Hall's Invitational, and good luck to state.
Thank you very much.